I pull for quarterbacks. You know, it's a unique fraternity, and I think the NFL needs good quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks, and they got a really good one in Derek for sure.
Do you speak up during the meeting and all? Offer any tips?
Yeah, like I said, I kind of, you know, I was in. No. I'm not a coach. I'm not a coach. Yeah, I just, like I said, I enjoy sitting in. Whether it was, like I said, I, you know, sat in a meeting with Marcus Mariota last week, and you know, if they have a question, I've never considered myself a coach, but I guess you're always kind of paying it forward. So if somebody has a question about the no-huddle offense or calling audibles, yeah, I'm glad. You know, we have a football camp down in Louisiana. We have college players come, and E.J. Manuel was there. So I enjoy, you know, helping out young guys if they have a question, but I kind of let them approach me first.
You knew, like you said, you've known John for a while. How surprised, how shocked? Or did you just expect him to get back in?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I can always tell. You know, broadcasting, I'd see him when he'd do games, and I'd say, "How you doing, John?" He said, "Oh, doing great. You know, hadn't lost a game in 6 years." And I said, "But you haven't won one either." And I could tell that always sort of like he always thought about that. Like, I mean, you know, when you're not playing, you certainly don't have to, you know, the pain of losing a game, but you don't get the thrill and exhilaration of winning a game. And so I could always tell, especially with guys of, you know, like Sean Payton and John Fox that were still in it, and kind of his era of guys. And so it's great for football that he's back in it. You know, he's got, I mean, just that 1 week at the Pro Bowl, you know, 18 years ago, which the Pro Bowl is a little different now, but, you know, back then, you know, it was a little more intense and serious. But I mean, that week, you know, guys wanted to kind of run through a wall just for him as our Pro Bowl, you know, Hawaiian coach. You know, partially because he bought all the beer for all the players at the pool, you know, which was smart. You know, it's smart. I think it helped him in free agency a few years later. But I think that's, you know, look, ultimately, I think the role of any coach is to get his players to play hard for him. And there's different ways of, you know, Tony Dungy. You had so much respect for him, you didn't want to disappoint him, so we played hard for him, and it was a very effective way of leading. And I think John's, just his passion for it, it just shows, and he wears it on his sleeve, and players will respond to that.
When you were playing, he'd come in to broadcast one of your games, he'd sit down with you guys before him. What was he like then, and did you get the sense then that he's
Oh, sure. Well, I think you see it. I mean, with his, you know, his quarterback school that he did, and the interviews that he did. I mean, it was always about the ball, the football for John. I think one of the reasons that he knew, you know, broadcasting he would enjoy it because he got to go to practice and he got to go to facilities. And, you know, a matter of fact, I remember when he came to our practices, Bill Polian would try to put him so far in the corner because he knew he will coach again. I don't want him to give him all our secrets and stuff. And the NFL was like, no, he has mandatory, he has to be on this yard line. But yeah, so and I used to see John at the combine. When I lived in Indianapolis, we would get together and talk ball. And when he would broadcast a game, he'd come over to my house. We'd sit together and watch film. So, you know, being a football junkie, you know, John and I kind of speak the same language. And so, like I said, I know he's happy. I think it's good for football that he's back in the game.